This one I've been waiting for a long time. Right now, I'm shooting on the A7 IV. Brand new, out of the box. This is the first video being shot on it. We're gonna go take it up in the mountains, shoot some photos, shoot a little vlog of some sort, and just get a feel for it, test out the features, see how the photos look on it. This camera, if you've been following along with Sony cameras, if you're a Sony shooter, this has been anticipated for a long, long time. And it finally came out end of last year. I happened to find one in stock locally. Shout out to Mike's Camera in Boulder for actually having them in stock. Everywhere else was sold out for at least the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm super excited to get to take this out, try it out live, and let you know what I think. So let's get going. I am very much being reminded how not in shape I am anymore. After not hiking for a while, getting over COVID, and not being able to exercise for a couple weeks, I'm very much struggling. I mean, I don't even know if I'm a quarter of the way up yet. And I have had to take an embarrassing number of breaks. But I mean, if there's gonna be a place to have to take a break and just look around you, look at that. So right now, my plan is to go up as much as I can, find a nice little spot. It is a little bit windy, but I'm gonna try to find a spot, fly the drone, and see if I can find a good spot to kind of shelter myself a little bit, set up the tripod, do a couple of little quick tests with the camera, and then just hang out, wait for sunset.
You got me high, but I'm sober. You make me lonely when I'm by myself. I should be free, but I'm hoping.
So one of the biggest downsides of filming stuff like this by yourself is having to set up your camera here on a tripod, walk all the way up that hill, and have to come back down and do it all over again.
That we could be something in the end, something more than friends.
So I didn't wind up making it all the way up to the top. It's just a little bit too steep of a hike for me right now, but we did find this sweet little spot. I don't know if this would be called a ridge or what you would call it, but it's off the trail enough that, you know, there's not a bunch of people coming by. Snapped some photos, flew the drone a little bit. The sun is pretty much over the horizon now, but I mean, now we're looking at these beautiful colors, and I'll show you. I don't think you can see it with this angle, but I mean, where the sun is setting over there is absolutely beautiful. So I do have a few thoughts on the A7 IV, and obviously out here, I haven't gotten a chance to, you know, properly look at the photos, properly pixel peep, and kind of look at the video, do the editing, see how it grades, you know, really push the 422. If you ever worked with 422, I mean, you can really push your color grading and color correction a lot more than you can do 420 without getting any issues. So we'll try that. I'll take a couple of, you know, shots here that are highly overexposed, that are highly underexposed, and then kind of try to bring them back to a neutral exposure and see how the 422 versus 420 edits, and then we'll kind of put them up on the screen after the fact. But just a couple quick thoughts while I'm out here waiting for the sun to set. There's a lot of features on this camera that I'm really thankful for. One of the things that I'm really thankful for is the ability for the shutter to actually close and block off the sensor when you're switching lenses. Now, it's not super fast. It's not like as soon as you turn the camera off and take the lens off, it's always closed. You kind of do have to wait for it a little bit to kind of think and actually close the shutter doors, but it's a huge advantage to avoid dust getting on your sensors and then having to go through and pick out the photos and kind of edit out these dust spots when you're switching lenses, especially, you know, I'm sure it's going to come in super handy when I'm shooting a wedding or shooting portraits and I'm switching lenses. You know, even with 2 cameras, I do switch lenses a good bit, and sometimes you can even see, like, soon as you take the camera or lens off, take a look at the camera and it's already got a piece of dust in there and you can't clean it. You just got to edit the photos out after the fact, and it's super annoying. So having the anti-dust feature is awesome, and it's going to make just life easier. The other thing is the ergonomics, and I know a lot of people are going to talk about this. All the new Sony cameras have had this extended grip for a while, and I mean, honestly, it's just nice to have. My secondary camera is an A7 IV, which still has that old body style, has that short little grip, and it's super uncomfortable to hold for a long period of time. So you're always working with a grip, but this one, you know, it's the same as the A7 III that I had. You can hold it for hours, and it doesn't make you tired. Honestly, the third thing, and the thing that I think I use the most out of all the new features, is that flip out screen. I'm not the biggest vlogger. I don't, you know, there are a couple shots, you know, where I'm kind of holding it up doing like selfie style. And it's great, and especially like here doing talking head stuff, it's great to be able to see myself and where I'm framed up and stuff like that. But if you're not someone that shoots any videos, if you're not someone that ever shoots, you know, yourself, it's also super handy to have that flip out the rotating screen when you're doing like low angles. You know, when I was taking some of the photos here of, we've got these really cool looking windswept kind of snow drifts that I was trying to get some shots of earlier. Having that flip out screen, be able to hold the camera down and have the screen pointed up at me and not kind of, you know, bend over laying on this cold snow in order to see the viewfinder. Having that and knowing what my composition looks like when I'm taking a really low shot is a huge advantage as well. So this is all the way out to ISO 8000. It's nothing that I would actually use. I don't think, like, I mean, even now, ISO 8000, the minute I'm kind of backlit there, you can't see me anymore. You can kind of see me if I face a little bit of light from where the sun was. So this isn't very scientific. It's honestly not very useful, I'll be honest. But just kind of cool to see how, you know, what the low light capabilities and how far you can push it if you really, really have to. Slowly, steadily heading back down. I do think, I don't know, yeah, you can't see it on this angle, but I do actually think there is a little bit of illumination from from the moon, which is promising, but I didn't get to the summit, so I don't have like a nice 360 view of where the moon would be rising. I'd have to, you know, see if I can find a east facing spot, and unfortunately I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that today. But that's kind of just how it goes sometimes, you know. You go up, plan a shoot, and it doesn't always go the way you want it to, whether it's clouds or weather or being woefully out of shape like this time, because conditions honestly would have been perfect.